Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 Today.
Good morning and welcome into NBC 16 on this Monday morning. We're going to go straight to our live shot buddy right away as we start the show today. Zach Bruhl, Lily Taylor. Let's get out to the scene of an accident here along the highway as we kick off our Monday morning. See what information we've gathered from our live shot buddy so far today. He's had a car crash. This is on I-5 at the Highway 58 interchange in the northbound lane. So this is I-5 at the Highway 58 interchange, looking at the northbound lanes where you see this accident piling up with some decent amount of traffic. It looks to me like 3 cars are involved. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're looking at this for the first time, much like you are as well. So if you're on I-5, especially in those northbound lanes, you may want to be considering an alternative route because take a look at the screen now. Traffic is lining up for quite a while as far as LSB's camera can see there along I-5. Let's recap quickly. We are on I-5 at the Highway 58 interchange where it looks like potentially a 3-car pileup. If he pans a little further left, yeah, it looks like 3 cars involved here along I-5 at the Highway 58 interchange, causing some real big slowdowns in the northbound lanes of the I-5. If you can find an alternative route along the interstate instead, stay on some surface roads or Highway 99, do so to avoid this slowdown. Now let's head over to the Weather Center and take a peek at how weather's shaping up today. It's going to be the main story of our day throughout the region as heat continues to stick around. At least we got a beautiful sunrise to kick the day off as we get it going, but temperatures climbing in these early morning hours compared to what we were seeing yesterday around the same time. That means we're up into the mid-60s as you kick off your Monday morning in the southern portion of Willamette Valley. The coast's not really being affected by this heat wave in the same way that we're seeing along the I-5 corridor. So let's look at the main area of focus. That's going to be the Douglas County area, Roseburg up near 60. Everywhere else pretty consistently up in that same range, if not into the 70-degree range already in these early morning hours. And it's going to continue to stick around because we don't see much activity coming our way. Even the winds are calming down. We're not going to see any cloud coverage to provide temporary relief or much in the way of a low pressure system making it. We're going to have a high pressure ridge kind of holding all that off for now. And this is going to create a couple other factors too. The air quality kind of dipping down for the first time here in our region, really throughout much of the wildfire season. And with the warm weather and potential for wildfire activity and some stagnant air conditions, you can expect that kind of imperfect air to stick around over the next couple of days and potentially get worse. So if you're in that if you're in one of those at-risk groups to this poor air quality, it's worth monitoring over the next couple of days to see if you may end up being into a more moderate risk area at that point. Also, throughout the next 24 hours, that warm weather is going to stick around. Stay hydrated, stay in the shade, keep the AC going, do what you can to try to provide yourself some relief if you're along the I-5 corridor over the next couple of days.
And those temperatures are going to continue to climb up into triple-digit weather, as Zach just mentioned today. Eugene and Roseburg could see record-breaking temperatures in the forecast, and an extreme heat warning remains in effect because of that through Tuesday. In the mid-90s will stick around until midweek rather. The dangerously high temperatures have prompted the Oregon Health Authority to issue a warning about health-related illness. From heat exhaustion to heat stroke, extreme heat can pose a serious risk of everything from discomfort to death. The OHA is warning people to avoid activities that could lead to heat illness, such as sports activities or gardening. Also, plan outdoor activities for early in the morning or late evening. The OHA also recommends people stay inside with fans and air conditioning if possible. But if you're relying on fans, point them outside if the temperature inside is 90 degrees or higher. If neither option is available for you, head to a public space like a library or designated cooling centers. Stay hydrated with cold water and use cool showers and misters. And dress appropriately, wear loose-fitting, lightweight, and light-colored clothes. And if you need a place to cool off, the City of Eugene's water fountains and splash pads will be open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. this week. Community centers will also be open during weekdays. However, the Amazon pool will be open every day for drop-in swims. The downtown library will also be open at its normal hours.
The Level 2 B-Set evacuation notices issued last week for Roberts Ranch and Dunning Roads in Oak Ridge near the Aubrey Mountain Fire have been downgraded to Level 1 Be Ready notices. Now, Level 1 means there's still a potential danger in your area, so stay alert. Monitor local media and your phone for updates. But now is the time to make preparations, including moving people with special needs, mobile property, pets, and livestock. And if conditions worsen, public safety officials will send out another alert including door-to-door alerts if necessary. We spoke to some residents in Oak Ridge, and a fire like this, it's not anything new to them.
However, some out-of-towners found themselves stranded as a blaze grew and the highway was shut down.
People will wave like, hey, are you hiking the PCT? Do you need help? Like, I have somewhere to stay. Do you need food? Like, just offering rides and assistance. I mean, it's hard because we're all kind of trapped here because of the highway, but everyone's been really great at helping us.
Erica Gushard and Will Russell were hiking the Pacific Crest Trail when the fire broke out, receiving help from locals to get them a safe place to stay. Fire officials say there was not an evacuation center set up because most residents already have plans in place due to the frequency of fires in the area.
Well, fortunately, we were able to get on the fire very quickly and keep it down to a minimum at this point. Hopefully this is very short term, and most people are staying with friends or family in the area.
With the reopening of the highway, residents and those who were stuck in town can now get out.
It is now 6:05, and there were a couple of fires that broke out in Springfield over the weekend. Just after 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, a call came in about a grass fire on Deadman Ferry Road near Riverbend Hospital. Fire was moving fast through dense vegetation, but firefighters were able to stop the progress at about 3/4 of an acre. The cause of that blaze is under investigation. Another one broke out just before 5:30 p.m. on Daisy Street in the Thurston area near Granada Mobile Home Park. Firefighters found a fire burning in a ditch, which had spread to a nearby shed. Crews contained the fire and contained the blaze to the grass and the shed. The cause of that also under investigation.
The August heat is going to do more than make you break a sweat. The USDA Forest Service says that the heat will continue to dry fuels like grass or dead trees, increasing the chances of wildfires. Since the end of May, firefighters in the Pacific Northwest have helped fight 53 large fires. Fires have burned just over 200,000 acres, including national forest lands. Right now, 4 large wildfires are burning in the region. The National Interagency Fire Center says that 93% of wildfires in the nation have been started by people. So again, important to remember that we are still in the thick of wildfire season, actually till the end of the year. So even once those temperatures cool down, got to remember it can start so quickly, really.
And even without lightning storms in the area, or those things that people think typically trigger these fires, the lightning storms have come. There could be hot spots sitting out there that this warm weather, these winds could kick up another blaze that's been kind of sitting latently that has not been on the radar of those folks out there fighting these fires. So it's important to do everything you can. And then that figure at the end, talking about how many of these fires have been human caused. Not all of that's intentional. Doesn't mean that there's arsonists running around, but it does mean that you got to make sure you're taking an eye on your tow chains, that they're not dragging, creating sparks. Don't throw your cigarettes out the window. Just all those little things you can do to help during this time of year.
Yes, definitely. Anything helps.
Absolutely.
The Douglas County Sheriff's Office is asking for help locating a missing man.
39-year-old Owen Weiss went missing around 10 p.m. Wednesday night. Weiss is roughly 5'7", weighing about 150 pounds, with brown hair and green eyes. He was last seen wearing a green and white baseball cap, a brown sweatshirt, dark jeans, and black boots. He was dropped off near Windy Creek Road in Glendale to look for his dog. It has not been heard from since. If you have information on his whereabouts, contact the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. And the Lane County Sheriff's Office looking for this man, 80-year-old Herbert Elroy Stout of Cottage Grove. He was last seen Friday morning. Stout is known to hitchhike and has recently talked about going to California. He's described as 5'6", about 135 pounds, with blue eyes, long gray hair pulled into a ponytail, and a white beard. He was wearing a maroon shirt and light blue jeans when he was last seen. Officials say Stout suffers from dementia and a seizure disorder.
From the courtroom, a wrongful death civil rights lawsuit was filed against the city of Coos Bay last week, more than a year after 33-year-old Nathan Bradford Smith died shortly after being arrested. Aside from the city itself, other defendants named in the lawsuit include 3 Coos Bay police officers. The lawsuit, filed by lawyers on behalf of Smith's mother, states on July 7th, 2024, CBPD received 3 calls calls regarding Smith at different locations throughout Coos Bay, and he appeared to be smoking meth during those interactions. When police met Smith again around 5 p.m. at the Motel 6 on Bayshore Drive, police vehicle footage shows Smith lying on his back on the curb near the roadway, flailing his arms before being arrested and placed in the back of a patrol car. The lawsuit, states Smith could be heard breathing heavily on police camera footage while suffering from a medical episode that required medical attention.
Any reasonable officer would have known that they were supposed to call for an EMT, an ambulance, somebody to first evaluate him. It's clear he would have been sent to an ER where life-saving measures could have been taken. Instead, he was put in the back of this police vehicle that did not have working windows, driven a mile and a half away from the hospital, and then was left to sit in the back seat while the officer went upstairs in the precinct and appears to check TikTok and replied to some text messages.
Smith was arrested for disorderly conduct. Coos Bay police officer Benjamin Martin allegedly arrived at police headquarters at 5:13 p.m., leaving Smith in the vehicle while he went inside the building. Police vehicle footage shows Smith shaking and slumping over before Martin returned to the car 8 minutes later to find Smith unconscious. Martin administered Narcan, then called an ambulance, but Smith later died of a cardiac arrest at Bay Area Hospital. We reached out to the lawyers representing the city, but have yet to hear back.